What's crackling, everybody? Welcome back once again to the definitive cereal tier list, where each episode we take a cereal, put it on the tier list, so you know how good it is. I'm your host, Tucker. In this episode, we're doing All-Bran Complete Wheat Flakes. Last episode, we did All-Bran Original. That ended up at an E. I'd mentioned how all the parts individually were kind of like fine, maybe that D range, but when they came together, kind of fell down to an E. So wasn't into that. This, obviously, still the same brand base, which I don't love, but now we're doing flakes instead of those weird sort of twig things. So that's an improvement, hopefully, at least, texture-wise. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not exactly confident this is going to be a whole lot better. Let's just get into it. I mean, it's a slightly different brand smell. Still smells like hay. Okay. So, looks like kind of your basic flake piece, nothing out of the ordinary. So, that's hopefully a good sign. We'll see. Okay. Okay, yeah. That actually is working better for me than the last All-Bran was. I don't think they're necessarily the crunchiest flakes. There's a little bit there. For a second, the initial taste was sort of reminiscent of something you get with cornflakes. Obviously, very different base there, so not really the same, but it had more of that feeling than the original All-Bran. At the end, it definitely brought back that bran flavor, but pretty decent first bite. I'm further into this now, and I think it is maintaining its position above the original All-Bran. Piece-wise, not a lot of dry ones left, so not much crunch, but still like a little bit here and there, and the rest of it kind of just your normal flake and milk, so that's not too bad. And taste-wise, it is still just working a lot better. Like, I can sort of see what a couple differences are, just like looking at the ingredients. This has like brown sugar syrup in there a bit, which the other one didn't, and it has whole grain wheat and not just wheat bran, so maybe that's enough for it to be closer to something I'd be into. But yeah, I think this is working noticeably better, so I'm pleasantly surprised by that. The milk has less bran particles than last time, but let's give it a taste. Yeah, still, I think you can notice the like wheat sort of flavor a little bit more, not just pure bran. Yeah, but still not like a exciting milk, but it's okay. This time, All-Bran was alright. So, as you can tell, I think the complete wheat flakes worked better than the original All-Bran in pretty much every case. Taste here, thought much better, much more in line with just like a base cereal piece, like a corn flake or a Rice Krispie or something like that. So I appreciated that. That was much better here. And piece-wise, texture of flakes I like more than the weird twig things from last time, and they're a little bit crunchier at the beginning, and you're not chewing them as much as you are the others, so that's working out better. So just all around, I think this is a stronger cereal. So what I'm gonna do is give All-Bran Complete Wheat Flakes a D. Like I mentioned, I think it's pretty in line with a lot of the other sort of base pieces. When you look at like a cornflake or Cheerio or a Rice Krispie or like Wheaties, like that's kind of similar to this too. So I think it works in that aspect. Like you have it on its own, you're like, okay, yeah, this is not bad. But I think it would benefit from some additional flavor being in there. But as like a just sort of base starting point, I think it works out okay. And again, in every aspect, I think this is better than the original All-Bran. And there's a second where I thought about putting this at a C just to really distance it from that first All-Bran. But then I was like, well, no, it's not like that much better than like Wheaties. Like I think that's a pretty close comparison here of like pretty good base cereal. Like I'll definitely have the rest of this and, you know, mostly enjoy it. So that makes more sense for it to be than just to get away from the original. So ends up at a D, and I think it's pretty fine. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. In the comments below, post your general thoughts. Let me know if you've had All-Bran Complete Wheat Flakes, what you thought about it. If like me, you think this is the superior version of the All-Bran, you can let me know. Or if you think I'm wrong and you really do prefer something about the original, you can let me know what that is. If you look at the box, they have banana in there, and that sounds pretty all right to me. But if you have other fruit recommendations, you can share those too. But until next time, stay delicious.